Ladies and gentlemen in attendance, we are ready for FIGHTSTAR Championship. This is for the vacant SFC Amateur Lightweight title. We are set for 5 3-minute rounds in the Amateur Lightweight division. Our officials are ready, commentating teams are ready, our warriors are ready. Fight fans in the arena this evening, make some noise if you're ready! Introducing your first challenger for the title, standing in the blue corner. He has an amateur record of 10 wins with 2 losses, 0 draws, and representing Carlson Gracie. Fighting out of Hounslow, Surrey, he is Hardeep Havoc! And his opponent and second challenger for the title, standing in the red corner. He has an amateur record of 6 wins with 1 loss, 0 draws, representing DFC from Graves and Surrey. He is Tanvir Boora! When this championship matchup begins, your referee in charge, Mr. David Swan.
And as we have here tonight, the most heated of title challenges for the lightweight silverware. The FIGHTSTAR Championship lightweight bout up for grabs. Hardeep from Carlson Gracie out of the blue corner against Tanvir Boora from DFC. Tanvir 6-1, Hardeep 10-2. Both men very good indeed and very experienced.
Wow, what an atmosphere for this one, Chris. Honestly, the atmosphere with both of these fighters, each time they came out was unbelievable. Both have brought massive, massive support here.
Both with a great grappling pedigree, the checkmat team out of DFC over there, and of course, Carlson Gracie needs no explanation. The chanting and the singing makes you feel like you're in a football match here as Hardeep smashes the right roundhouse home, and Tanvir not checking, eats it cleanly, and Tanvir with a nice reply there as well. Both men proficient strikers. But the fanboy in me is eager to see this one go down. To the floor. Stiff right hand there from Right hand counter, fastball in from Tanvir Boora. Boora looks to slide away to avoid the right roundhouse counter from Hardeep going 180 with the turning side kick. And there we go, grappling time. In goes Boora, goes from the double, swaps to the single. With the figure 4 counter.
Yeah, we've seen that figure 4 counter a couple of times tonight. Right deep in on it, but I'll say that, has he linked the hands there? Boora, he has. He's linked the hands and he's got it to the floor. First blood to him in terms of the grappling matchup you wanted to see. But Ryan, good position to get back to his feet now with his back flat against the cage.
And a very active fighter this year. Fought just 2 weeks ago, actually. And won a championship locally, too. So, a former IMAF Team Great Britain representative. He's got a very tough test against him in Boora here. Boora also a long and storied career in the martial arts. And of his very successful competition record in MMA in his own right. Getting smothered here a little bit.
Yeah, he's thought about hitting the switch on a couple of times. Now he's got the whizzer there, but just struggling now. And Boora, these are getting through, Chris.
Boora looks to pour in the right hand. That piston of a right knuckles coming in. But looks to adjust his weight and spread his legs to disallow the takedown here. Big dump again from Boora. The crowd goes wild.
It's impressive from Boora, Chris, because his head was stuffed quite low there, but just sheer power getting that takedown. And just pinning one leg now of just making the stand-up difficult.
Hardeep trying to work here off his back. Possibly use that front headlock position to get a stand-up. It'd be very difficult to tap Boora here. And that is the end of the first. Look at that, the intent Boora walks off and says, "What's up, man? What you got?" And Rai, noticeably annoyed at that, but never mind. Talk us through the action here, Dave.
Yeah, it was just fast and furious as it began, but it was the wrestling of Boora we see here, getting that ground and pounding, just in that sort of Khabib Nurmagomedov position there, just pinned his man against the cage and went to work on it. And then, as we see again, just able to link those hands and just suck him out from the cage. To his credit, Rai didn't really receive much damage on the floor, didn't get his guard past, but as we mentioned previously, Chris, in other fights tonight, defensive wrestling is all very well, but you're not winning the fight in the eyes of the judges, so I should imagine Tanvir Boora, 1 round in the bag here. Great start against Rai for him.
And Boora so smooth and sucking those hips away to get that double leg. And also, as you alluded to, Nurmagomedov style, that wrist ride, he uses that so well. The right short hand coming in to inflict a little bit of damage. Busy enough, certainly, for the referee to allow him to sit there. I'd say that was Boora's round. Hardeep Rai, though, looks extremely calm there, breathing with his mouth shut. No doubt, plenty of octane here between these two. Referee David Swan in charge of the proceedings here tonight at FIGHTSTAR 8, live from London. Chris Hoekstra on the microphone to host it here alongside David Leatherby. Round 2 here on tap, Boora versus Rai.
Rai looking for the takedown himself straight away, interesting. But Boora's back in on those legs again. Rai might be looking for a guillotine.
Rai possibly with some sort of grip there, I can't quite tell. He's got a pretzel grip, it looks like.
Yeah, maybe some sort of modified front choke he's looking for.
And Rai has got to be very careful here to disallow Boora from getting a premium position. Look for Rai to maybe stuff ahead and stand up here, but Boora's wrestling very impressive here tonight.
Yeah, it really is. He's wearing down on Rai, and you know, you mentioned he's competing a couple of weeks ago. It's great to see the amateurs out regularly, but difficult to peak in terms of athletic performance, Chris, when you're out every other week fighting. And I wonder how Rai's gonna stand this kind of pace and this wrestling heavy game for 5 rounds, if it's to go into the latter rounds.
And Boora, excellent work there, the adjustments, and now threatening Rai with possibly some sort of front choke. Rai, no doubt, gonna try to explode and get back up here, but he eats a knee to the midsection. Tanvir Boora, then on the receiving end of a knee. Rai trying to balance, trying to keep the agility up. But Boora again gets the dump, double leg, and Rai down to the mat.
Yeah, fantastic performance thus far from Boora. Looks as though he's got a game plan, and so far he's executing it perfectly. He's giving Rai no room to move, pinning him up against the cage and just sucking that leg out time and time again. And you know, he's going to be happy to do this for 5 rounds, Chris.
I like it. It's the anti-jiu-jitsu right now of Boora that's been impressive. I mean, look at the head pressure there. That is absolutely spectacular. That is a difficult place to be if you're Hardeep Rai right now. And Boora, you know, he's very slow, almost like an iceberg. Sometimes grappling is very quick. Sometimes it's very, very, very smooth. Oh, wow, I stand corrected. Just as I talked about Ramirez, Boora's performance, Rai now able to secure a golden opportunity. Rai with the pass, Rai inside control, Rai going to work.
Yeah, you see the difference between jiu-jitsu games as you spoke about. Rai looking for the pass straight away. Again, looking for this front headlock sort of modified grip. Maybe sort of neck cranky, it's tough to see. He's really putting pressure into that.
He might be thinking about the go-go choke. I think he's looking for a go-go choke here. That would be the one. But Boora pries his head free. And again, you juxtapose the style of grappling. Boora was a little bit slower and more heavy and methodical. It was the explosion from Rai that turned it all into sixpence in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, and he got the pass when he was in top position, straight into side control. Now, the problem I've got with Rai looking for this front choke, it's got to be something, Chris, that he's been working on recently. Maybe he's been hitting it in the gym. Maybe he thinks that Boora is susceptible to it, just as Boora blows a kiss to his opponent, by the way, in the other corner. But the problem you got with that choke is that is where Boora wants the action. He wants him on his back. So every time you go for a choke like that, you're giving up position. If you don't get it in these short rounds, you're liable to lose the round. Because once Boora's on top, we mentioned a difference in grappling style. He's not looking to do some crazy pass. He's not looking to get a submission or even pound you out. He's getting solid position and he's chipping away there. So Rai, for me, needs to give up on these guillotines and either concentrate on getting his own top position or pushing off and getting back into a standing exchange.
And the key word being chipping away. Like I said, like an iceberg, you could carve out an entire valley if you give him enough time. And that to me is the style of Tanvir Boora that has absolutely electrified the crowd here tonight, live from London. Chris Hoekstra, a privilege to be with you all alongside David Leatherby. We are rocking the house here tonight for the inaugural FIGHTSTAR London FIGHTSTAR Championship 8. The chant from the bleachers in this packed out arena here tonight in Brentford. Absolutely mental. But if you look at Rai, not even breathing hard. Round 3.
Yeah, it's going to be very, very interesting, Chris, to see Rai's tactics in this round. I wouldn't be surprised to see him engage and try to look for a takedown himself. Bit of gamesmanship from both guys here.
And Tanvir, almost lackadaisical. It would seem that he wants Rai to come in and get to grappling range.
Might have been a little eye poke there. I think Boora just wiping away his eye on the right side there.
And almost again, Rai looking to get that choke. He's going for the go-go choke again. Look at this. The problem is with those bigger gloves, it's a little bit more difficult to get underneath the chin.
Yeah, if he gets it, he's going to make me look stupid, but I think it's a very, very dangerous tactic.
But better there to abort and get back to your feet. Rai looks tired. I thought for a moment ago, earlier in the start of the round, he looked quite fresh, but he might be a little bit gassed.
Looking for his own takedown now. I wondered if we'd see this. He did get a quick pass last time he was able to get Boora to the mat. Looking for that little foot sweep.
And here, a slightly stagnant position as Boora controls with the front headlock. Rai with the single, the head inside. David Swan says not enough and separates these two youngsters. What a chant here behind us here tonight. The atmosphere and the motivation, the encouragement, the cheerleading, ballistic.
Boora straight back in on that double, Chris. If he can get his hands linked here, it's going to be another uphill battle for Rai in this round. And the rounds are slipping away at the moment. Just on fingertips now.
Tanvir looking for completion, and he does! Huge takedown again for Tanvir Boora. This was pivotal. Rai looks exhausted. Yeah, Rai is not happy to be here right now, David.
No, he's really not. And you know, he had that wide stance, he was defending that, and listen, it's tough for a commentator on the outside to say he got lazy when he's in there fighting another man, and he's in the third round. But by his standards, that was lazy takedown defense. You know, he enabled his legs to come together, and he ultimately gave that takedown to Boora.
And you can see Boora's strength and conditioning coach saying, you know, don't give up, you've got this. They want him to really be relentless here once they've got Rai down, but you gotta be careful against Rai. Whoa, Rai goes for the Hail Mary and looks to pry the arm out. You can't snooze on the guard of a jiu-jitsu fighter. 10 seconds to go.
I think the cage is actually gonna help Boora here because Rai can't pull him over.
And Rai trying to pry out the arm. Referee David Swan gets into the mix and says that's enough. Man, what a fight. What a fight. Like two dogs who refuse to get off a bone, David.
Certainly. Rai could be looking potentially at being 3 rounds down here. And you know, for a guy that was, personally, I think most people's favorite going into this bout, it's a tough position we're looking at now. But I'm going back to what I mentioned earlier, Chris, in terms of, you know, you saw him out a couple of weeks ago. Fighters usually will have a fight camp looking towards peaking at a certain time. Now, I know it's amateur level. You want to get out, you want to get the experience. But it's a tough ask to go out, have that adrenaline dump, maybe cut a little weight. I'm not sure if he does or not. And then do that again 2 weeks later against a tough opponent who's been specifically preparing for you. It's a tough ask now in these last couple of rounds for Hardeep.
we enter the championship rounds here tonight at FIGHTSTAR 8. FIGHTSTAR London, folks. For the belt here at 155 pounds, the lightweight FSC Championship. Hardeep from Carlson Gracie in the blue corner, and Tanvir Boora from Team DFC. Boora potentially up on the scorecards. Rai may be in a position where he needs to finish this fight inside the distance. Again, a very lazy kick from Rai there.
Rai's absolutely soaking wet. Somebody from the corner really should have towed him down there. He's going to be a slippery customer to get hold of. You're looking at his back there.
Tanvir circling. Rai with a very interesting sort of pressure here as he steps in very, very carefully. But Boora looks to be the fresher fighter here.
Yes, certainly. Certainly looks a fresher fighter. It's interesting to see what Rai's looking for here. He's pouring away with those kicks. He's looked for the spinning side kick to the body in a lot of his fights. He's got very good kicks, but just not really been able to get anything going on the feet.
I like the front leg side kick to the thigh from Rai. Rai a little bit gun shy here, a little bit hesitant. That's better. Uppercut to a left hook. Rai looking for the level change. Shovel uppercut from Boora. Rai in for the head inside single. Rai gets him down. Turns and controls. Looking again for that choke, no doubt. Possible back take. Drops with the Kimura. He must be very confident in that figure four to do that, David.
Yeah, but again, it's dangerous. It's like those front kind of go-go choke attempts earlier on the round. If this doesn't come off, you've given up position, and we know how heavy and controlling Boora is in top game. But Rai, some good action there. Lovely little short left hand before he got that takedown. He's desperate on this Kimura.
And going now for the Japanese
beautiful
armlock.
jiu-jitsu.
Whoa! Boora with the limp arm escape. Boora gets out. I like how Boora framed up that figure four to prevent the Kimura. And then knew option number two was that Japanese style arm lock. And then times the escape. That limp arm escape is a gamble, but he did it and he did it right. It's Boora who gets the last laugh.
And as you mentioned before, Chris, looks crisper on the feet, but saying that, big right hand from Rai. Beautiful knee to the body.
And Rai, again, having to defend the takedown offensive of Tanvir Boora. Boora holding on for dear life. Rai punching to the body. Just a few seconds to go here. And we will see the end of the fourth round here tonight at FIGHTSTAR 8. What a fight. Both men giving every ounce of aggression that they had. We'll go to the last 3 minutes to decide the winner of the FSC lightweight belt. And taking a look at some of the action here, you start to see some good exchanges on the feet. Some nice head movement from Rai, where the previous pattern had been a lot of the groundwork. Possibly the best submission attempt of the night for Rai there. Yeah,
Beautifully changing that Kimura into the armbar attempt. Fantastic work. But as you said, Boora using that limp arm escape is dangerous. But, when it comes up, I suppose he's still in the stacked position if it doesn't come off. But, yeah, good work from Rai. Probably Rai's best round of the fight. Does he need a finish, though? That's the question. But, for me, watching as a commentator and as a fan here, 3 minutes and 5 rounds isn't enough. I could watch this all night. Such a back and forth fight. A lot of heart shown. Great round from Rai. But, as we mentioned before, he's probably looking at needing a finish. So, it's going to be interesting to see his tactics coming out. Is he going to look to keep it standing, look for it there? Or is he going to look for another one of his submission attempts?
Well, Hardeep Rai and Tanvir Boora will go into the final 180 seconds here in front of a packed out venue. The atmosphere literally ready to blow the roof off. Chris Hoekstra with David Leatherby to call the proceedings. Folks, don't go anywhere. Round 5 coming right up. as the crowd and the fans behind us shout for Hardeep, one has to question, does he need to dig deep here, David?
Certainly does. Little Superman punch straight off the bat for Hardeep.
And is it a question of Boora simply needing to ride this one out?
Yeah, I think so, but it's a dangerous predicament to be in with Hardeep Rai. You know, the guy's finished a lot of people. He's got submissions, he's got strikes. You can't coast and take a round off.
Tanvir swinging for the fences there. That would be very wise from Rai to set up that right cross. Excellent stuff. And then Boora says, nope, I don't think so. Back to the double leg.
Hardeep trying to hit hard on that underhook, but no doing, and we're in this familiar position that's been so beneficial to Tanvir Boora so many times in this fight. Just hugging that one leg, staying on top and chipping away. And you know, if you're a Rai fan now, it's devastating to watch.
Rai, with a couple of good connections, causes Tanvir Boora to turn the steering wheel and take things the other direction. I like the fact his wrestling has really frustrated Rai. A dangerous jiu-jitsu player, a guy who we've seen even here in the last round come in for some great submission attacks.
Yeah, Boora even looking to move into mount now, Chris.
And it's that slow creep up the legs. An interesting juxtaposition. I said it in the first and second round, I'll say it again, to the grappling style of Rai. But sometimes great defense also equals great offense. And Boora's anti-jiu-jitsu has paid dividends.
Yeah, it really has, and it's been a gutsy performance from him. You see, just back into that same position, almost kind of like he's ready for an over-underpass, but doesn't need it. It's just going to stay here and chip away.
The tactics, the strategy, the ring generalship and control right now being displayed from Tanvir Boora. Perhaps not pretty, but it's winning this round. And when you've got to consider what it takes to be a champion, sometimes that is what is needed.
Yeah, definitely. And you know, the amateur game is the same as the pro game. You know, you've got to sometimes just gut out fights. It can't always be pretty. And you know, Chris, as well as I do, it's not like he's not doing anything here. It's an incredible amount of technique and work he's doing in this position. Saying that, David Swans wants to stand up now, and Rai really needs to turn up now. There can't be long left.
Rai looking to set up the right hand again, and it's the uppercut that whizzes in. Overhand, right hand counter from Boora. Boora with the check hook. Boora doubles up on the check hook. Knee to the body then from Rai. Left kick upstairs for Rai. These two will go toe-to-toe until the very end. Wow.
Was Boora letting him hit him at the end there? Unbelievable.
Man, what a fight. And as two young men came and gave everything they had, it was a fight in a phone booth there for the final 10 seconds.
Really was. I'd love to see the replay. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was hurt and his hands came down, or he just literally pulled his hands down and let him hit him.
I think it was the rights. The rights from Hardeep Rai, the straight.
Knee.
Yeah, and then that knee to the body.
Here now.
Spectacular combinations there shown by Hardeep Rai. And here are the final seconds. Yeah.
I'm really not sure, but wow, what a fight.
Look, I don't care if you're a Diaz brother or if you're Tanvir Boora, you got a hell of a chin. And right now, no doubt, both men have earned mutual respect and certainly new fans here tonight after an incredible 5-round war. Well, the battleground was FIGHTSTAR Championship here tonight, and we will find out who has won momentarily, courtesy of the man with the mic, our Master of Ceremonies, Mr. Buddy Johnson, the official decision here for the Lightweight Championship at FIGHTSTAR 8, London.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 5 exciting rounds, we go to our judges' scorecards. Judge 1 scores about 47-48, Judge 2 47-48, and Judge 3 48-47. To your winner by split decision and new FSC Amateur Lightweight Champion, Hardeep Havoc live.